Hello, my name is MARSHALgoldpack, and I'm the founder and creator of the GOLDPACK clan. This is my first voice log, part 1. Man, where to start? Well, I know there's a fair few of you out there that want to hear the story, but I'm no longer playing Xbox 24/7 like I used to explain my story like I used to be able to. Not to mention it was getting very old saying the same story so many hundreds of times. So this is going to be great. Well, as of this current time, GOLDPACK is now into a 6th gen. GOLDPACK Reconstruction. Its nickname is right now. And we are starting back the old steam train, getting it back on the rails after it derailed again from Gen 5. Queen GOLDPACK just left me not too long ago, but that's okay. She was finding it too stressful and decided to go back to her own clan, which is fair enough, people make their own choices. Can't hold it against them, unless you're a tool. So, we are currently at 67 members and still growing quite quick, which isn't too bad considering we started up less than a week ago. This January, the very first book will be getting published, and man, that's going to be exciting. I already know there's about 40 people that want to buy it straight off the bat, the very second it comes out. So I'm pretty psyched up about that. If it all goes well, then we can continue to create the web show, which will hopefully come out by the year 2020, if we're lucky. I'm still slugging it through my diploma in game creation, 3D animation, and IT. Nothing exciting yet. There's 4 clusters. This only gets really exciting when you're in the 3rd or 4th. That's when you actually start using 3D programs to create mobile games and a 3D game on the computer. To complete the diploma, you actually have to successfully create your own little mini 3D game on the computer, so that's pretty exciting stuff. But that's all for the future project of actually making a web show for GOLDPACK. I gotta admit, it's not like it used to be in the old days for GOLDPACK Gen 3. Those were the good old days. I'm more used to running a clan when it has over 100 members. Gen 3 GOLDPACK, only a year ago, we're just over 300 members. And man, when you're trying to run a clan and plan stuff for the future for that clan, like a big ass project, and writing a book, it gets pretty intense, I'm not gonna lie. Over 300 people, that's the messages, every time you come online after a day or two, there's about 10 or 25 messages just waiting for you. It's like, oh my god. Yeah, it's been a very long road for the GOLDPACK community. I'm not gonna lie. I've recruited so many people, throughout the years, just so many people. It was easily over 1,000. I'm probably up to about 6,000 or 4,000 people I've actually recruited now. That's crazy. I've done a lot of research into Halo clans, and as far as I'm concerned, out of all the extremely deep digging I've done, I'm one of the longest lasting clans. I mean, we've disbanded and got back together, but I mean, as far as clan leaders, how long they've stayed in the game and continued to come and go to run clans, I'm definitely one of the oldest, longest running. It's pretty messed up thinking about it. I thought, nah, there'll be easily over 100 people that are still going longer than I am, surely. I mean, Halo is pretty much the biggest game for Xbox. But yeah, it's amazing. They really all follow the same path. Clan leaders, a special breed. When there's actually a good clan leader, in his clan is running very successfully. It's amazing because all the good leaders eventually drop out. It may be in their first year, second year, or the fifth time they brought up a clan. It doesn't matter. It gets to a point, even if they get to their very pinnacle where they got over 100 or 200 members and they're just running like they feel like they're on top of the hill, king of the hill pretty much. They eventually lose their mojo. They slip back and disappear. Or maybe disappear while they're at their pinnacle. A clan, well and truly, is all about the person who's running it, the actual leader. I mean, that's where the good clans come from. I mean, it's everything else in combined, but, I mean, a clan can lose its members. A clan can lose its maps, not even have maps, a bad record. It can always survive, it can always keep running, but the one thing a clan can't survive is when the top dog, the alpha, the leader, is lacking, lost his mojo, or just disappears. I mean, he is the person who created it, and if someone's going to take his place, he has to be a leader himself. You can't keep someone else's project going. It never happens. It just never happens. I mean, it would have to be another leader to take his place. Maybe just a new one or a veteran already. But if there's no true independent leaders within the clan, then the clan leader disappears or just goes because it's not running the way he wants, or is moving on with life, which is what happens most of the time. That's when the clan will disband. It's happened to me. A couple of reasons why I had to go. But people, I mean, clans are amazing. It's all about roleplay. You're in a little community, you're versing other ones. But when people actually get deep into the community itself and they really love the clan they're with, they want to know everything about it. Which is why I'm creating this log. So I can explain my story to people, or to those who actually want to hear it. Because I'm not able to on the 360 anymore. I'm not online 24/7. I'm too busy doing my own project. At this current point, one of my most oldest members that I still have in my clan has just recently been promoted to the Grand Leader. And that is Billy LC. Actually, not too long ago, he managed to get the rank of Lieutenant Colonel, that's pretty outstanding. I mean, I reckon he has earned it. He has been in the clan for a year now. He's done a lot. He's been in so many games with me. A lot of the others have been burnt out or just left and whatnot. They've gone their own separate way, but nah, Billy's still with me. He's more reliable than any other. But surprisingly, he knows how to get the job done. I mean, yeah, he knows how to get it done. So, I guess you'd call that my intro. But if you want to know the full story, then I'm going to be going way back to where it all started for me and Halo. How GOLDPACK originally came to be. Back to the very first gen. And that was 6 years ago. That's pretty intense for a clan, I'm not gonna lie. Most clans are still running, like the big ones, most of the actual clans are still running with the oldest when they actually first started. I've realized is actually around 2010 to 2011. Anything past that really just doesn't exist anymore. And if the clan still does, the original leader is not there anymore. That's pretty depressing, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it would be nice to have a leader for like the whole stretch for the clan. But people say there's a lot of reasons why they just stop, but I know the real reason. We'll be getting to that, not in this audio log though. This log is mainly for the lore of GOLDPACK, and we're going to go back since day one. There's going to be a couple of these logs. Hopefully not too many, I wouldn't want to talk your ears off. So, it is true. I am 21. To be honest, to be playing Xbox, people say that's old, but that's not really that old. There's no, unless, under 8, because to be honest, people that young should just not be on the Xbox. They're too exposed to bad things. But there's no real age cap for Xbox. People can play it at just about any age. It's great. I've had people in my clan that are even 60 years old. One of them was 60 years old. He wasn't a bad guy either. Hell, one of the old grand leaders of GOLDPACK is actually a 44-year-old mum. GOLDPACK mama. Oh man, she's a funny story. I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, continuing on. So, I've been playing games since the PS1 came out. Just, those were the days like Abe Odyssey, Red Alert, Tomb Raider. Oh my god. Even Crash Bandicoot. Man, those were the days. And I've always continued playing console games that are just amazing. I used to play arcade a little bit, but not really. When the first PS1 came out, that was it. And I'm one of the only people I know on the Xbox Live that, well, actually I'm the only person I know of out of anyone who played the Halo demo before I actually got to play the actual game itself. One of my dad's mates called Ant came along, and he spent over $1,000 buying the Xbox. And he brought it over and he had the demo disc and started letting everyone play it. We all shared turns, and I wouldn't be normal back then. I wasn't allowed to play, games that were mean, that had guns or blood. But because the mate was over, it was an exception. It was okay. So I got my hands on the controller, I got to play some Halo, and wow, that blew my mind. Already by that point, I've played a lot of games, and Halo was something else. I don't mind unrealistic games, magic and flying things and all that cool kind of stuff, but I prefer games where, if it is going to be unrealistic, it's done in an extremely realistic manner. And Halo was just perfect. I mean, this is some sort of super soldier in incredible state-of-the-art armor, and he's pretty much a space soldier. And he can take bullets without dying or even bleeding because of a force shield. But even back then, they went into detail of explaining how he's got pretty much a nuclear-powered suit with a mini reactor inside of it that powered this half-alien, half-human technology, which creates a barrier to stop incredibly fast impacting objects. That's pretty cool. They even gave that kind of detail back then. So giving this amazing first-person shooter with a pretty good background for this little story plot, that was it. A couple of months later, my dad got the Xbox, and along with it was Halo, and me and my family, my bro, my friends, we all just played the living daylight out of it. Just straight up. That was back in 2003. The very end of 2003. And then we kept going until it became 2005 when we actually first got Halo 2. Oh man, I remember EV Games, that they were packed. I mean, the trailers were out. People were so keen. I mean, it was insane. So when we got Halo 2, that's when me and all my mates would start playing it all the time. I never got Xbox Live on the original Xbox. Never ever. But I would system link and play with my mates. We'd just play it constantly do campaign on Legendary or just constantly go at it in multiplayer. Just continuing on. When I first got Xbox, I was already like a dead set good player. I wasn't as good as I am now, but that's because I've already been playing games my whole life from that point. Speaking of Xbox Live, when I first moved on to the 360 was 2007, and the very first game I decided to jump on was Halo 3. Is there any other? But yeah, playing games, like, I realized Xbox Live was out there, and I've heard so many incredible stories about it, and I always wanted to play Xbox Live. I'd go to game shops and actually, you'd pay a little bit of money and then you get to play on their consoles, their computers, whatnot, and play online games. Pretty much an online game shop. Oh man, Counter-Strike was the first online game I ever played. But the one I really had my eyes on was Call of Duty World at War and Halo. My Xbox Live it first came to me at the very start of 2009. Like, that's when I got to play Xbox Live, and that was epic. Had my own account. My top two games was Call of Duty World at War. Best Call of Duty ever made, just hands down. If you reckon there's a better Call of Duty, then that's just because you didn't play Call of Duty World at War when it first came out, obviously. And Halo 3 was just something else. I mean, oh my god, the step up was huge. I mean, special equipment, all the new vehicles and weapons. I mean, it was crazy. And the Spartan laser blew my mind. When I first got to use Spartan laser, it was like, wow. I could get used to this game even more than Halo 2. A lot of people said Halo 2 was so much better than Halo 3, but they don't know what they're talking about. Sometimes people don't like change. Same with Halo 4, but, that's debatable. So, GOLDPACK, the very first GOLDPACK started on the 28th of the 8th, 2009. Those were the day. I mean, those were the days. They were so cool. We played online, me and my mates, and all my friends were actually people I knew in real life. We would play Halo all the time, and occasionally we'd come across these people all dressed in the same colours, even the same armour sometimes, or maybe all wearing the ODST helmet. And we're like, oh my god, check these people out. It's like a little miniature army. Even though me and my friends were moderately okay players, we'd get slaughtered by them. And it was pretty cool. We liked their game plan. We weren't out there to make friends. We already had a group of friends and we're cool with that. But we loved the idea of grouping together and working as a team, like a flat out team, all in the same uniform and everything. Special group or force. So, after coming up with some funny conversations and talking about it, I was one of the best players, or the best player in the group. I played a lot of online, more than them. So, we had a talk and I thought, yeah, we should so be a clan. I've heard there's others out there and we should so be a clan. What do you reckon? And they love the idea. They're like, yeah, man, let's do that. So I thought, oh my god, guys, what are we going to call ourselves? I don't know. It was like, I don't know. We should have a talk tomorrow about it. I was like, yeah, sure thing. And I did some research. I looked up a couple of clans. I found a couple. So I knew kind of what kind of names were already out there for clans already existent. There's so much room for so many options like there are now because so many names have been used. People are like, oh, you're copying. But my favorite color is yellow. It used to be green, but it's pretty much always been yellow. I just love the color yellow. And gold is always, I mean, who doesn't love gold? Gold is the coolest. It's why they have gold membership and silver's the lower grade. Or gold quality. gold's, hands down, gold's the best. So I thought sticking with gold would be pretty damn awesome. And I looked up, we can't just beat gold, we have to beat gold something. So I looked up some military styles, there's, you'd be looking at force, division, even the word community came to mind, army. I did some research on all of them, and as far as I'm concerned, I thought, you know what struck me? I thought the word pack would sound pretty cool because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not like Halo has 30 or 100 people in a lobby. It's always been 16 people max. I think it still will be for quite so many years at that time. It looks like I was right. So, pack was a pretty good one to follow with. And as coming down, picking the emblem, like, my favorite animal is the dog. My Chinese zodiac is the dog. And I just love wolves. I mean, as far as wild animals go, wolves, their characteristics are just incredible with their teamwork. The way they would all be focused on hunting the one animal in a pack. And they would howl at each other throughout the night to try and break it off from the herd. And even get really close, like deadly close to the herd. And they'd growl, snarl, and circle around them to try and break one of them off from the herd. And once that happens, they'll trap it, try and separate it from the group so it will get stranded by itself. And then they can serve themselves dinner. I mean, not many animals at all have characteristics like that, teamwork. I mean, that was just cool. They'd always stick together as a pack. I mean, sure, they'd fight each other, hurt each other at times, but that's just trying to find out which one's going to be the new alpha. Someone has to lead the pack, right? So, with emblems, the bear paw was just, when I came across the bear paw, I couldn't get my eyes off of it. I just kept coming back to the bear paw. I was thinking of the nuclear sign. That looked pretty cool. And the gas mask. Not bad, but I mean, I always wore the bear paw back in Halo 2, but that was just fun. But yeah, the bear paw was something special. I looked at it more as a dog paw, but bears are like a step away from a dog's paw anyway. It doesn't really matter. I mean, bear paw is just a little bit bigger, that's all. And I thought that was a pretty good match. I wanted to pick a colour that not too many people used. Yellow and black. Just black and yellow. It's just, wow. It looks so good. I was amazed that a lot of clans, even till this day, still don't use the colour yellow. I mean, I think it's crazy. It's a pretty good military colour too. Industrial colour. I think it's pretty mad. So we went with that. The very next day, I already did all this research and wrote it all down on a paper. I'd always sketch my old pictures. I love sketching. Especially back then, I'd sketch every day. So I sketched up the whole way it should be. And me and my friends all got together. Went down to the cinema, watched a pretty good movie. I think it was Iron Giant back then. I don't know. I can't remember. Some sort of robot movie. And I thought, guys, check this out. GOLDPACK. There was a couple of giggles, but no, they thought the idea was pretty rad. And I was like, yeah, we'll do that. So we did a couple of people I knew in real life that I played Xbox with back then. When we all came online, I was like, okay, let's do it. We're going to be the GOLDPACK clan. And that was GOLDPACK back in 2009, August. Pretty cool. We would always play it. We pretty much just did the same thing as we did anyway, so we tried our best to work more as a team. And when we started doing that, we actually got a lot better at the game. We would focus and target things before the game started, like who's going to get sniper, who's going to focus on the tank, or banshee if there was one. All that kind of stuff you'd do. Tactics. I mean, when you're just a group of friends playing together, you don't bother talking to each other, communicating to try and win the game. But when you're working, when you're all wearing the same uniform and trying to work as a group, you really do want to win, just to impress the people you're versing. And the first couple of days we really flogged the BTB. We were just amazing. Kept rocking it. And we actually had interest. We had a lot of people message us, dude, you guys look so cool. Can we join? we we never even considered the idea of people joining, like me and my friend Chris, like his name used to be Chris is Sev. He's changed it to Sniper Aaron, and at that time that was my gamer tag, and that's when I changed it to the Hunky Panda. So he was Chris is Sev, and I was Sniper Aaron, and my friend, a couple of my other friends would come online at the same time. It was a good group going, but it was mainly me and Chris running the show, and my brother would help me out. He was a specialist CQB man. Yeah, we decided to recruit people because like, a lot of them actually kept coming back and saying like, "Well, are you gonna reply? Can I be a part of whatever the hell you guys are?" I was like, "You know what? Yeah, why not? Put on this emblem, put on this uniform, and as long as you have a mic and you actually talk, it's all good." So we'd always play BTB and really rock the show until we came across another clan. We normally ignored threats or death threats or really weird messages we would get from people claiming they're other clans and they want war, but I remember when we actually started recruiting, and this is when we had about 40 members, and 25 of them were like random people we met on Xbox. They were like, "Well, aren't we gonna have war with these people? Come on, let's do it." It's like, what are we if we back down? I'm like, you know what? You're so right. Let's do it. So we did it. We actually won. I can't even remember. I don't remember the clans we defeated. We defeated a couple in BTB matches, and one of them wanted to do a raid, and that never, like, we all joined the game and nothing really happened. I was like, I don't know what a raid is. I understand the word, but what is it? You know, back then I was only 15. It was pretty exciting stuff, all new to me. And then I do remember the clan that destroyed the very first generation of GOLDPACK. And that was, oh man, I swear they represented the grunt. It was the most weirdest thing I've ever seen, because as far as I'm concerned, the grunt emblem was ugly and no one liked it. But we come across these people wearing like all these grunt emblems, and it was like, what the? And they wanted a raid. Dead set. They said, okay, you defend, we'll attack. We need to work on our attacking skills. I'm like, we don't. What do you mean we defend? It's like, have you ever done a raid before? I was like, you won, but that didn't went down well. And the person from this clan, oh, now the name's coming back to me. I think it was Guardians Grunts. I'm pretty sure it was just Guardians Grunts, but yeah, they were like some sort of special grunt clan that had humans and aliens in it. It was really weird. And they wanted to attack, but when they realized we had no bases, they think, okay, well, you have a lot of men, but no bases, that's weird. Anyhow, we'll defend then, and you guys attack. I was like, okay, let's roll with that. And they did it on Sand Trap in the sand level. No, not sand, I mean Sandbox, the one that had 3 levels. The blue layers at the top, then the default level, then the one on the ground there, and the default level. They had a little, pretty epic looking base set up against a sand hill, the highest peak one. And we had spawned, we had some mongooses, the warhog. The base, now that I look back at it, vaguely from what I remember, the base wasn't OP, it was pretty awesome. But I tell you, we got slaughtered, like completely total. And we actually disbanded from that after having that happen. A lot of our members left us and joined their clan because we got smashed by them, which is fair enough. I mean, I was raging like anything up on you. Why are you guys all leaving? Like turning it back on the pack? That's not cool. That was back then though. So yeah, there went the very first generation GOLDPACK. From the 28th of the 8th, 2009, ended on the 6th of the 2nd month, 2010. If you guys found this moderately interesting, then I'll see you on my next vlog. See you everyone. MARSHALgoldpack out.